The main reason why most men do not actually have the women that they want is because they have not integrated their anima. They have not integrated the totality of their feminine experiences inside their psyche to the degree in which they have a relationship to the opposite gender that is meaningful and yet non-attached. Like there's no real sense of attachment to being in love with the woman. Because for men out there, when you have an instinct that is her liking you, you listen to that instinct, it's going to be correct. It's going to be correct. Because when you learn how to be in love with yourself, you then learn how to see and how to love and how to have love for everybody around you, not just the women. In fact, lately, it seems as though I'm learning more and more how to just be in love with myself to the point in which I can have love for anybody and everything and everyone at all times. Even the people that I don't like, even the people that I maybe disagree with, or I can see that there's a lot of dark energy on their being. I just love who they are for what they are and who they are. Not necessarily what they are, but for what they're trying to do, right? If they have an offering to me, or they have something to give me, or they want some kind of form of something from me. Because I live from a mindset, and a settled mind, rather. I live from a settled mind of I am so abundant that even if I give to this person and they don't do anything with it, I understand that I am the education, not the educator. And in my relationships with women, when I have this approach, things usually turn out better. Whenever I had the approach of this sexist approach with women, it didn't not give me good results. I actually got great results from it, but I was treating myself as the educator to them rather than the education. And I was coming at it from a place of wanting to dominate the relationship. And it's not to say that you shouldn't want to dominate or you shouldn't want to lead the relationship as a man. It's just that when you know what you're doing is you're playing a part. You're playing the part of leadership in the relationship. You don't really have a sense of attachment to the woman in the same type of way. Now, it is true that in this world, you either, for lack of a better term, fuck or get fucked. Like, that's just really the way that you operate in this world. It's better to actually be the one that's doing the thing, right? It's better to be the one doing the thing rather than the one that gets it done to them. Now, of course, in a healthy relationship dynamic, this is not always going to be the case. Of course, because there's a sharing of energy going on. In any healthy relationship, especially with a woman, the woman who is open to receiving and multiplying what she's been receiving, that's a good woman. A woman who just takes rather than receives and gives back, she's not going to be a good woman. So your instinct about a woman liking you, who wants to just take from you, is probably correct. Especially if you are on semen retention or celibacy, and you've got the good coconut milk. Dude, yeah, she's going to come for you hard. She's going to come for you hard, bro. And she's not going to want to leave you alone because she knows that you've got the good coconut milk. However, it is also the case that a healthy woman, she will want your coconut milk, but she'll want to make it into something more. She'll want to be giving you something. She won't just want to take from you. She won't just want your attention. She'll want to give to you in some way. She'll want to give back to you. And your instinct about that woman as well will be right. Listen to your instincts and you will integrate your anima. Listen to your instincts and you'll have a better relationship with your unconscious mind as well as the opposite gender. Because when you have a good relationship with the opposite gender, so too will you have a good relationship with the unconscious mind. And it seems to me that listening to your unconscious mind is really going to be the antidote to a lot of unnecessary suffering. Because, you know, women who want you to placate yourself and to castrate yourself for the sake of their feeling of ego, their feeling of this, or their feeling of that, it's not really real. It's not true at all. It's a facade. It's a wazy, it's a woozy, it's a wobby woody woody. When she sits there and she tells you, oh, you know, I'll love you if, I'll give you sex when, she doesn't actually want you. She doesn't actually feel like she needs you. Because a man who has integrated his unconscious tendencies and his shadow and his anima, and he's living from a sense of spiritual fortitude and self, he is the godly bad boy. His spirit has become like a sword. That is when he starts to recognize and see whether a woman actually wants him for him or not. Because it's all very spiritual, you know. This is why women perceivingly want like bums rather than these ambitious men nowadays, it seems like. Women would prefer the bum over the ambitious man in many instances for certain things, right? They want the ambitious man who's the beta male. And I'm not saying this to be, you know, derogatory. I think we need betas just as much as we need alphas. I don't like using those terms, but those are the best terms that we have. And so we need the betas, right? We need the betas, and the women will want the beta male. They'll want the beta male for the security and the safety, and then they'll want the bum who doesn't take any crap from anybody or whatever, who, yeah, maybe he's a bum, but he's got a solid backbone, right? He's got a solid backbone. Well, that's because they want their back to, well, you know what? Y'all get what I'm saying here. The thing is that women nowadays have such a perverse way of viewing relationships that it's grotesque. You know, I was talking to a guy earlier today in my community, and he said that he's got a divorce. He got a divorce in November last year, and this is, you know, for me, I'm seeing divorces become so normalized, and I know that it's not just because of the people that I hang out with, because I'm seeing this across all different forms of socioeconomic classes, and I'm seeing this across different domains of life. I mean, it's just everywhere, man. It's just everywhere. The only place that it seems like it's not happening is in the top echelons of power. But even then, they're there for a reason. Like the families, right? The families that control the world, so to speak. Because I'm using quotation marks because, well, this is a transmission. Some of you will get it, some of you won't. But the point is that these families that control the world, man, they're pretty noisy today. So anyway, they don't want me talking about the families that control the world. But the families that do control the world, they're interbreeding. right? They are passing on their bloodline within their bloodline because they have a ritual that they perform that says, well, we have to keep the bloodline pure. And that's a true thing. That's a real phenomenon as far as what's going on in the top echelons of power. Now, I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying this is wrong. I'm just saying that this is what's happening according to my data points and research that I've done. And so when we look out at the ways in which the world is becoming, and we see the way relationships are falling apart, you know, sometimes it makes me wonder, because I asked this guy, I said, well, because he said that he still values family. I said, well, what do you get out of it? If you value family, what do you get out of it? And he said, well, I guess I value feeling successful in at least one area of my life. I said, well, how does that, like, in my mind, I was thinking, well, how does that determine success exactly? Why is that successful? What exactly is that? Because what I'm trying to discern is this a construct that we've created? Is family virtue something that has been dogmatized to the degree in which we only perceive it to be that case because, well, we believe that's the case? Or is there actual psychological literature that backs up that having a family is actually good and successful for the kids? Well, we can see the psychological literature demonstrate that for sure. Psychological literature demonstrates that families with a male and a female, a mom and a dad, as the household and in the household, that are present and actively engaging with their emotional and spiritual health and physical health are going to be more proactive in society for the long term. That's a psychological, like, it's not what I think, right? That's just what the literature suggests. That's what the data points suggest. And so it seems to me like the only reason to have a family would be to support the upcoming generation. Not really because of what you want. It's really to support the upcoming generation. But I've also wondered, is it possible that, you know, the community could raise the child instead of the family? You know, is it, because in my experience with family and what I've seen in a lot of people, because I've done one-on-one sessions with people all over the world, and I've seen so many different types of family interactions and family dynamics where most of the time for people, family, like for people that are wanting to be awake or that are awakened, family is really just not too great. And I know that may be contradictory to a lot of what people have to say on the topic. I don't think it's wrong to want a family, okay? I don't think it's wrong to want a family, but part of me does wonder if having a family is even the right thing to do nowadays. Not because, and I'm speaking not for myself, but for the general population of men. I don't know if it's the right thing. I mean, what's there to be ambitious about as a man anymore? Like, the only reason that we're ambitious usually is because we want a good mate. And yet the good mates are few and far and in between. And so I would say that for the people that want to be married, that want to have a family, and you're fortunate enough to create a relationship with a woman that is not going to give you a sexless marriage, that actually genuinely desires you, that wants to build with you or support you and really cares for you because she's spiritually integrated her own animus, well, then I would say, yeah, go for it. Why not? I'll support that. But I think a lot of these relationships and a lot of things that it comes to do with women specifically, they're kind of replaceable very easily. And I'm not saying that because I like it. I don't like the idea of women being replaceable. It's just that they're all very, there's not really much difference between them. They want to be liked for their personalities, and yet really most of them don't have a personality. They're really kind of boring. And I don't mean this to be insulting. I just mean like that's just the way that it is. The only women that I've genuinely found like some sort of spiritual connection with are the ones that are already like on the spiritual path, and that they're trying to integrate these psychological archetypes and just trying to be more aware of themselves. Because really, when it comes to women, it seems as though a woman who's self-aware is usually the one that's going to be the most reasonable. I've never met a woman or a man who's not self-aware and that's been reasonable. Never. It just doesn't happen. But especially with women who are not self-aware, at least a little bit, are the most unreasonable people I've ever met. Absolutely insane. And I think a lot of the reasons that we're going through the things that we're going through as a as a country and as a nation, as a society, is because we've allowed women to say whatever they want and do whatever they want without any consequences or discipline. And we've let them tell us how to be men and how to live life and what to do and how to do it so much that, like, I see, there's this husband and wife that I see at the gym sometimes, and they, like, the dude is just kind of dorky. He goes to the gym with his wife, but he obviously doesn't eat well. I mean, I've seen this guy go to the gym like 5 days a week, as much as I go to the gym, because I go to the gym at least 6 days a week, minimum. And I see this guy nearly every day with his wife, and yet there's been like no progress. No progress. The dude is still overweight, and his wife is like in great shape, pretty modest, And I think that that's fine. If you want to go to the gym with your spouse, yeah, that's cool. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. I would say that that's actually kind of healthy, right? Not even kind of healthy. It is healthy. However, if this guy is not making any progress, like what are they doing? Like, because the woman is pretty attractive. She's reasonably attractive, but you can tell that she's kind of controlling. Right? You can tell that she's kind of like, no, you're going to do this. No, you're going to do that. Like, she's the one coaching him, right? Like, she's the one that's like telling him what to do and how to do it. And he's just like kind of along for the ride. And I can tell, like, spiritually, this guy's a beta, right? He provides. He definitely has money for sure. But that's like the woman is the one operating the relationship. So the guy has no power. His balls have been taken from him. And the woman, even though everything looks okay on the outside, I can see very clearly it's not a good dynamic. It's just not. And so you've got to be mindful that we really just have to take our balls back as men. Like, the Bible says, do not give your strength unto women. And what I think that really means, I'm not preaching here. I'm just saying I think that's a truth. It's like, don't give your frame unto woman. Do not, because women will take it and they'll just destroy you. Like, they will take your balls and they'll take your coconut milk and they'll do whatever they want with it, leaving you depleted. Women do not have an instinct to protect men. Men have an instinct to protect women. Women will only protect you as a man if she loves you. Like, that's really the only time. So that's why if you have an instinct that she likes you, you're right. And go with it, man. Go with it. Pick up on it and see where it goes. Because what else are you going to do? I mean, you could just not choose to, or choose to not participate, and I don't see anything wrong with that either. Because at this point, you know, I'm 29 years old. I'll be 30 this year, and I haven't gone on a date for years. I've hung out with women and I've talked to women very frequently, but an official date, nah, not gone on an official date for years. And I don't really care to either. If I do have a woman that I want to talk to, I'm going to take her to the park or go on a walk or go on a hike or go sun gazing or stargazing or something. Like, I'm just going to hang out with her. We're going to like cook dinner or something together, or I'm going to have her cook me a dinner, or I'm going to tell her to write me an essay on why she deserves a chance. And then we'll see what happens from there. Because at this point, man, like I love the female spirit, I love the feminine spirit, but I don't trust them, man. I don't trust them. And it's gonna take a one-of-a-kind kind of a woman to really stop me in my tracks and be like, oh, okay. Because I can tell instinctually a lot of women like me. And I'm not saying that to flex. I'm saying that it's my spirit that they're attracted to, and I know it, but I know that there's certain reasons why they're attracted to my spirit. Makes me kind of just want to like hit them on the head a little bit. Not like actually hit them, you know, but just like, go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. See, I see you, but no thanks, man. No thanks. But anyways, guys, I hope that this message was useful and insightful for you. It's a beautiful day. Enjoying the sunshine. Getting some good tanning and vitamin E. And it's not really for the tan, but the tan is kind of just a plus. I just like being in the sun. I like being outside. My thoughts feel more free, and I feel like I can maneuver through the videos and the work that I do a little bit more easy. Not like, maybe not easy, but with ease. Yeah, I think with ease is the proper form of usage there of language. But I hope everybody stays blessed, and I hope everybody has a peaceful day. Until next time.